Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Again, we're here again at the Rabat International Airport, particularly at the VVIP lounge, the presidential lounge, where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, just touched down from a short visit to Togo, where he served as keynote speaker at the second edition of the Peace and Security Forum in Lome, Togo. And the flight you see there was a flight given to him to use by the President of Togo and his delegation. His Excellency is still landing, and at the occasion he gave a very outstanding and inspiring speech about peace and security in Liberia and the strive for reconciliation. He also spoke about measures he's taking to ensure that Liberians enjoy peace. And there you have the flight, and on that flight you have His Excellency and the entourage there.
His President Boakai is around, and we are traveling after the meeting in Togo, and he has just come back.
This was just a very short trip. The plan was to go speak and come back. Same day as there are other issues here at home that His Excellency needs to focus on, and he is back in the country, and we're happy to have the President here. And as part of his speech in the country, he spoke about, he calls for African-led solutions to security challenge in Lome. His speech was actually focused on ensuring that the peace and security in Africa are led by Africans. And as part of his speech, this is what he said. I'm quoting verbatim. He said, "Liberia stands today as a living proof that peace is possible when a nation chooses dialogue over division and forgiveness over vengeance." President Boakai declared, "Our experience shows that the road to peace begins with justice, inclusion, and local ownership." And His Excellency the President gave a very inspiring speech also in there, and as part of that speech, the President was also looking at how Africans can focus on peace and security and ensure that it's African-led. And so His Excellency has just touched down here at the RIA, and we are awaiting him to disembark. And here we also have the chair of the cabinet, who served as the acting chair in the absence of His Excellency. That is the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of State is also here. we're having signals that His Excellency will be down his flight, and we're having signals that His Excellency is disembarking. We have the protocol here already. There you have it. The President is back. The President of the country.
Government. Our president. This is our president.
There you have it. His Excellency, the President, is back in country after a very short stay in Lome, Togo. 1 day to be particular, and he gave a very splendid deliberations there in Lome at the Peace and Security Forum.
Just made that clear to us. We should talk to us. So we obviously do not know if President Boakai was these members of the group. But if you come to think of it, this was just a brief conference.
And so we are Mr. President, His Excellency did a splendid deliberations there in Togo, Lome, Togo, and he has just arrived back. We still don't know yet if he will speak to the press, but we will be a few more seconds, and see if he comes out of the VVIP room, if he will speak. Nonetheless, wherever you are following, we are live here at the Ribas International Airport, where His Excellency has just arrived in country after serving as a keynote speaker at the second edition of the Peace and Security Forum in Lome, Togo. Wherever and however you're following us, this is the Executive Mansion official page, and we're live here at the Ribas International Airport.
You got a good attention.
If you got a real need for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So President Boakai also discussed that one like
So we are still here at the Rebels International Airport. So we just got signal that His Excellency will speak to the press, or he's not going to take more than one question. So we are hopeful that we will engage him as soon as he gets out of the room. But until then, we are here at the RIA awaiting His Excellency is here. No, he didn't go to Germany. The president was in Togo, Lome. He was invited by the president of Togo to serve as the keynote speaker at the second edition of the Peace and Security Forum. The first forum was held in 2023, but this time, Liberia has made some tremendous strides towards peace and reconciliation, and His Excellency has been leading that. And one of the things that caught the attention of the international community was when he gave a befitting and honorable burial to former presidents. And that caught the attention of those leaders, and we think it would be a good thing to have him share his experience with us and let us know what he has been doing towards that. And that's how the president wanted to speak in Lome, Togo. He was not in Germany. Just to let you make the corrections. And also we got a correction from the presidential press secretary, Madam Kula Fofana, who said that this aircraft here that took His Excellency and delegation was given to them by the president of Togo. I'm very sure His Excellency had intimated that I'm not going to stay longer than a day. I want to be back in my country, and so the flight was made available for him to use for him and his delegation. And this was a flight that took the president to Togo. So this is not a Liberian-owned flight. It was not paid for by the president or the government. It is a flight that was given, a plane that was given by the president of Togo just for this occasion. And in a few moments, this plane will fly away from here. So I just want to make that clear. But again,
described himself as a witness to history. President Boakai, obviously, while he was speaking there, he described himself as a witness of history, speaking about the Liberian history since the 1918 military coup, the horrors of civil war, and the fragile but steady progress towards national security. So, come to think of it, President Boakai, in this case, is obviously encouraging several, or in fact the continent, to take Liberia's story as a testament and also that can be used studying in East Africa as a story. Then also speaking about the continent, President Boakai described a number of cross of violence and the value of peace. So that we obviously quite to prioritize peace for all. Basically, we've been to just one question. to our conference. For us, we were hoping that we could focus on the trafficking of the war in Liberia and something that President Boakai
And so again, wherever you are following, we are still here. His Excellency is coming out right now as we speak, and so we will be taking marks from him. Are you asking? Yeah, just come in the middle. Go ahead. We'll be taking a few questions. I understand one, but then you have His Excellency coming out, and he will speak to us briefly before.
Thank you. I think so. Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome to Liberia, and welcome home from attending the second edition of the Lome Peace and Security Forum. Over there, you rallied your counterparts to take continental peace and security serious and treat it as a priority, especially using Liberia's case with our history in peace and security. You also did speak about the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. By this, are you inviting the effort of your counterparts to ensure Liberia sees that this court comes to fruition?
Well, I said about the process of peace, that you cannot have peace without justice, without reconciliation. And we are making reference to our situation. And so the War Crime Code, War and Economic Crime Code is a must. It's something that we believe in as a peace process. And we are saying this is how we have done it, and this is what we believe is the way forward. So are you asking whether we're asking them to do
rallying their support also to ensure that Liberia...
Yeah, we did at the UN General Assembly, sure. And they are all aware of what we're doing. So this is something that everybody has already given their support to. So why not?
Mr. President, you also spoke about allowing Africa to lead Africa's peace and security process. Can you expand on it a little bit?
That's already the way we've been going. You saw in our own situation, it was Africans that came to rescue us from Africa. And I think that's the process. If others can come through, very well, but Africans must take the lead. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. And so that was the voice of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, responding to newsmen here at the Rabat International Airport. So thank you for following again. This has been a very, very short stay in Togo, just a day. And His Excellency is back in the country to continue what he does for Liberia and Liberians always. Keep following the Executive Mansion page. My name is Vanius Kamara. We have Lovett, who was representing us there, and Usman. And we also have Kesedi Koli here and the man Jonathan. I'm Vanius Kamara always. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you, folks.